Just start singing.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to episode 8 of season 3 of Accompany Enthusiasm. Congratulations, you made it. Today's Kirby Enthusiasm episode is, drumroll please, it is the season finale of season 1, The Group. Debuted December 17th, year 2000. We were all so young, waiting for the millennium. Oh, wait, that was 99. Sorry. I feel like a fucking idiot. Anyway, real quick, The Group, let's see what they say about it. Larry runs into his old girlfriend, and she asks him to escort her to an incest-survivors meeting. That sounds fun. Cheryl is asked to co-star in the Vagina Monologues. Oh, shit, it gets worse. When one of the actresses is sick. Okay, great. So don't forget this season 3 of Express Your Enthusiasm is dedicated to Malcolm Jamal Warner and Danielle Spencer. Of course, the incredible Theo Huxtable and Dee Thomas from The Cosby Show and What's Happening. And don't forget, this season is also brought to you by Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola, just fucking drink it. I do want to say before we get into the episode, this weather is really fucking starting to get to me. It's the end of August. And usually by now, I'm in complete meltdown panic mode. My unheeded threats that I'm moving to Canada back when it was cool, is there negative humidity? I mean, not only is it breezy, if you're in the shade where I'm at, it's chilly. I heard myself say, ooh, I could use a little windbreaker. Like, what the hell is that? I don't even know what that is. But it is so good. I find myself outside constantly walking. I don't fucking like that. I feel like the weather is so good as opposed to its usual oppressive heat. I'm starting to wonder, am I like the dog who, like, before they take him to the farm upstate, they're doing all his favorite things or something? Well, but then again... Well, I was going to say, then again, it would feel like fall. But it kind of does feel like fall. Even the air, sometimes you look and when it makes that turn to fall, all of a sudden the air is crisper. It feels like that. And I know I'm jinxing it. It'll probably be 120 degrees tomorrow, some shit. But it's really bugging me because I'm like, is removing the oppressive heat at this time of the year, is this like, oh, let's make Greg happy before we send him to the farm upstate? I thought the same thing the other day because in my fruit bowl, all of a sudden, simultaneously, and this is after a weak summer for fruit. I don't know what's been going on to Wegmans, but I don't know if that's normal for fruit or whatever. All of a sudden, within my one fruit bowl, I had what I considered to be the greatest orange I've ever had in my life. I had the greatest grapes I've ever had in my life. And the best fucking cherries I've ever had in my life. All together. Like, what are the odds of that? It is insane. And I will simultaneously, Greg, take a fucking minute. Enjoy this. But then you can't help but think, well, is this the peak? Is this the greatest it's never going to be this good again? So looking at the greatest fruits of all time, like, I have nothing left to look forward to again. That's it. So I don't know. I'm a little weirded out by the weather. Also, I have to say the Beatles surprise. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but the Beatles announced the Anthology 4 is coming out, the fourth installment of their 3-part anthology series from 30 years ago. And of course, I'm excited about it, but I gotta say, looking at the track listing, it's like, okay, this is like in 1995, it was thrilling to get alternate takes of Beatles recordings. We just didn't have them at the time, or the casual fan didn't. Like if you were a super fan, but even then, it was hard to get. Now we kind of all have whatever. And like in 2025, am I super jazzed about like take 7 of I don't want to say For No One because I would actually like to hear that. Let's say take 7 of Lovely Rita. I mean, if we wanted to, we've already heard it. So I don't know if a whole album of those things in 2025 are going to be so thrilling. And in looking, like, I don't see a holy grail thing that we're all waiting for. And then even they could even botch that because as amazed as we all were by the Revolver having the demo for Yellow Submarine that we all didn't fucking know about. Just the other week, I discovered a early demo of She Said, She Said, which was incredible and very different from the one on the album. Why wasn't that on the Revolver box set back in 22? So even if they did stuff a little deeper than what they're doing, they're still going to miss something. But from what I can tell by the track listing, whatever. But am I excited about, there's going to be another hour or whatever of documentary to look at? Sure. On one hand, I was like, are they going to talk about all the shit that's happened since the anthology? I mean, they have 30 years of stuff. There's a lot. I mean, George died since then. Linda died. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. But then it occurred to me, I was like, well, wait. They didn't talk about the shit that happened between 1970 and 1995 back when the anthology came out. So I don't know what they're going to do, what they're going to hit. I will say that if you look at the expanded, I think I have the DVDs from the original anthology. I think the TV versions are like 7 hours and the DVDs are 10. According to what I've seen on the quote-unquote expanded DVDs, what that is mostly like, okay, they played a 10-second clip of Ticket to Ride on the TV documentary. This just means they play the whole fucking 3 minutes and over, and I kind of feel like it got ripped off a little bit. So, of course, I'm thrilled that they're coming out with this after 30 years. Nothing was more exciting than that fall around Thanksgiving when for 3 nights on TV, you were just sitting there going, is the entire planet watching this? Who is not watching this? Now, I'm not getting the same buzz from this. I mean, I did with Get Back. And the Now and Then single. Now and Then or Now or Later? Jeez, that shows what kind of impact it had. And, the Revolver box set was a big deal. And this coming out on Thanksgiving week, that seems to be a thing for them. So, I don't know. As I'm talking about it right now, I can hear myself kind of getting a little more excited about it. But, I don't know. They're going to have to show me. But, anyway, let's get started. This episode of Express Your Enthusiasm, brought to you as always by Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola, just fucking drink it. It's season one's finale of The Group, which I believe guest starred Lorraine Newman from the original Saturday Night Live crew. So let's get started. Let's see how Larry does. His record so far in the season, brrr, that's a drum roll, is, boy, he's crushing it. 54 and 34. So let's see how he does. The Group. All right, we're 6 minutes into the show now, and there's been no flare-ups, so to speak, other than some uniquely incredible Curb things. Number one, right out of the gate, Cheryl's nagging Larry, why don't they have more sex? Okay, we're in some universe. I don't know what universe. Now, part of the plotline revolves around suddenly, Cheryl wants to is some serious actor, some director remembers her from some play years ago, and she was like, oh my god, and like, for the 3 seconds this year she wants to be some sort of serious actor or whatever, and whatnot. And then of course, since this is the Kirby Enthusiasm laws of physics, while walking out, Larry has to by law bump into someone he knows. In this case, it's an ex-girlfriend or whatever. But what's truly weird is, of course Cheryl's a little thrown off. This woman's looks like she's a third of Larry's age and she's good looking. But, they're like, oh, good to see you, whatever, good to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And then Cheryl's like, I'm going to go wait in the car. And then instead of just doing what a normal person would and say, oh, okay, yeah, you know what, all right, I forget the girl's name, Lucy or something. All right, well, good to see you, I'll see you around. Larry, you think it would just, go with Cheryl to the car. But when you say, okay, honey, go wait in the car while I stand here talking to my ex-girlfriend that is kind of suspiciously too hot, then you're just asking for trouble. So, I don't know. So, nothing bad has happened yet for Larry, but all of this mountain pile of bullshit is just turning into a Curb mountain of bullshit. But, anyway. Alright, here we go. So, of course, later that night, Cheryl's all amped up, clawing at him for more sex, which, again, I guess happens on this planet. And Larry has to tell her he can't, even though before he had said just tap him anytime. because he had exhausted his apparatus earlier, and Cheryl's like, "Oh, isn't that interesting? As soon as you see your ex so and so, you're so horny you have to jerk off." And it's like, all right, this whole thing is so lame. But Larry, of course, fucks up at every step. Just climb on top of Cheryl and fuck. I don't know why she's so desperate to be fucking your old shriveled up dick anyway. Just fucking do it. Just this, he's mishandling every step. Starts out 0-1 for the episode. Ugh. Okay, now Cheryl's just explicitly saying, "I don't want you thinking about other women when you jerk off," which, okay. I don't know. I'm not married. I don't know how this works. I don't know why Larry would have said to her, admitted to this. Oh, he's like, "Oh, she just popped in." Of course, he only thinks of other women when he masturbates. If he's been married to her for 10, who do you think she thinks of when Brad Pitt or Larry fucking David? But it is weird. She's like, "Oh, did you think of me? Why do you think of me?" And like, that's one of those things like. Women only say they want you thinking of them when you're jerking off when it's incredibly convenient like this. Other than that, they don't, unless you're Brad Pitt. I keep saying Brad Pitt. It's like when women wear some crazy low neck something like, "Here, look at my poppin' titty shirt." But if you glance at them even by accident, they give you a look, and it's like, okay, if you're Brad Pitt, you can stare at my tits I'm setting up on a table. And if you're Brad Pitt, I want you thinking of me when you're jerking off. But if you're Larry David and or every other motherfucker on the planet, no. I can't even remember what the hell we're talking about. Why were you... Jesus Christ, Cheryl. But, yeah, Larry can win that. It's tough to win the old, "what do you mean I can't jerk off to so-and-so," argument. So Larry starts out 0-2. All right, so now Larry's meeting with his ex-girlfriend for lunch because she had said, "Oh, I have something important to tell you." Turns out she had been sexually abused by her stepfather, and the only person she ever told was Larry. And she wants him to accompany her to an incest survivor group. And looking her, my answer would be yes. A woman that hot, whatever group you want me to go to, sweetheart. Larry Hampton Hawes, and his thing is, well, gee, does a stepfather qualify? And this came out in 2000, so I guess he's not going to make the old, no one's there to make the, "Gee, I don't know, have you looked at a porn site in the last 10 years? So anyway, I got to dock him because he doesn't just come out and say yes. I mean, obviously this woman is in distress. I mean, it is all kind of bullshit because here's yet another person that's so important that we never see or hear from again. But anyway, him dicking around. I mean, if he wants to say no, just say no. But, gee, I don't know. You know what? What am I saying? He does say yes. So, what am I saying? Okay. They go back and forth. He does kind of have a good point. I mean, he's kind of just trying to get out of it. I think it is a good question. You know what? Fuck that. I'm giving him this point. Again, he does agree to it. But she does. One funny thing is she does mention, they were talking about prom or something, talking about the old days. And she mentions his brother. Now, of course, he never mentions a brother the rest of the show ever again. And I think he has an uncle coming into town, which of course he never talks about again. But anyway, right now we got Larry at 1-2 for the episode. That is 1-2. X was your enthusiasm note. Right on cue. Larry's at a restaurant, so anytime he looks up from his plate within his field of vision, someone he knows already has to walk into that said field of vision. And of course, here's Cheryl. The one time in his life he's having a lunch with this woman, and of course Cheryl comes breezing in because of course everybody's super awkward. Cheryl's got some girlfriend with her. I think I would be really great in these situations. I gotta say, I think I would be great because I would want to fill up the awkward silences, and as long as I understood what was happening, I'd be great spouting out the bullshit, just drowning everything with dumb, shitty jokes and laughs until everything breaks away. Everybody's like uncomfortable, but anyway, we'll see how Larry fucks this up. Because again, instead of just saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm meeting Lucy for lunch. I know it's totally ridiculous. It's bullshit. Just let me get through it." I guess he didn't tell Cheryl, and now she's like, "Oh, of course. What are you doing in this random restaurant I also chose?" So, you know what? That wasn't even a real fight because Cheryl kept her shit together. But I'm docking Larry a point just for, again, bro, just fucking tell Cheryl. God damn, 1-3, Larry. God damn. All right, so now they're at the incest-survivors group meeting, and not much to talk about for our purposes, but I just thought it'd be hilarious if, because everybody goes around the room and tells their story of how they got abused and what awful happened, but it'd be funny if when Larry's ex-girlfriend tells her story of being abused by her stepfather, and then it goes to Larry, and of course he looks way older than her. How hilarious would it have been if after her horrifying story he goes, yeah, I'm Larry, I'm her stepfather. Even if he immediately goes, I'm just kidding, let's lighten up, guys. Come on, this is heavy stuff. How great would that have been? Did not happen, but anyway, that would have been great. Also great is Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola, just fucking drink it. Now they're later that night, Cheryl and Larry in bed, and she's laughing at the idea. Because kind of to defend himself, Larry played the old, I don't like her. I dumped her back in the day, and Cheryl just laughed. She's like, finds it impossible to believe. But I will say, number one, Cheryl, you can't marry someone that you find it impossible to believe someone else could be into. Plus, I mean, he has had that Seinfeld Skrilla for a while, so, he might have done a run-through Hollywood dumping a lot of lovely ladies. But I have personal experience with this. I do have one instance in my life where if you saw this woman, even just saw her, never mind got to know her, saw this girl, no chance. Number one, nobody would believe that I dumped anybody. No one would believe that I chose to break up with this person. No one would believe it. So I can believe Larry in this instance. And you know what? Fuck you, Cheryl, for all this bullshit. As dumb as Larry is being, now you're just being insulting, and you lost that argument. So no real stakes here, but Larry wins that one, 2-3. Okay, now it turns out the director that somehow spotted or remembered Cheryl, the great actress from years ago, when they go to talk about the Vagina Monologues, of course, it's Lorraine Newman. Larry gets busted for the incest survivor group. I don't fucking know. And of course, he's bunk. This is fucking terrible. I mean, coming after the last episode, which was with Theo's, that was brilliant. This whole thing is just a fucking letdown. Oh my god, the score is only 2-4. This is a fucking letdown. Okay, now it ends up. Sydney from MASH shows up at Larry's uncle. I don't know. This episode, I mean, this was a low energy. This whole fucking thing. Other than Lorraine Newman was hilarious, way funnier than her fucking daughter on that shit show of hers. Anyway, yeah, we finish up 2-4 for the episode, the group. Let's see, that brings Larry for the season to 56-38. So with 2 episodes left in the season, he's still crushing it. So for the group, again, he finishes 2-4. Thanks again, everybody, for listening to Express Your Enthusiasm. Don't forget to drink Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola, just fucking great.